my blog, several times I've mentioned before that I consider myself to be organized. Scott calls it terminally organized, because sometimes I'm a little too organized and I will organize things that he doesn't want me to and get rid of stuff that he needs. But I try not to do that. Anyway, people always ask me if I could help them become organized. Can I come to their house? You can come over and organize my house anytime, blah, blah, blah. Well, that doesn't work. Those shows on TV, the Home and Garden shows or whatever, where they go into somebody's house that's a complete wreck, and this crew comes in and they take everything out and they sort through it and they containerize everything and they put it all back in and they tell the people, there you go, now you're organized. Well, you know what, if 9 times out of 10, if you went back to those people's houses within 3 months, it would be completely trashed again, because becoming organized is actually something you have to learn to do. It was not something I've always done. I have always been a little quirky about the things that I like, how I like certain things. But I didn't really become extraordinarily organized until I had the twins. When that happened, I didn't have a choice. I had to become organized if I was going to be able to function. So I started doing some research, and I read a bunch of books, and I found a few websites that I really liked. And I taught myself how to become organized. And the biggest key to being organized is staying organized. The biggest key to becoming organized is equalization. You have to maintain it. If you organize your medicine cabinet or your pantry or your cabinets, you have to maintain it. And that means going back once a week and, putting things back where they belong. When I'm in a hurry and I grab something out of my medicine cabinet in the bathroom and I have it all in tubs and labeled, if I pull something out and I don't have time to put it back in, I just set it on the shelf, because I know that I'm going to come back later in the week and I'll put stuff away. So it's all about maintaining. So I decided, since everybody always wants to know how they can become organized, I am going to start a little video series called Confessions of the Terminally Organized. So this is my first lesson, I suppose, on organization. It's important for me to have mottos. I like to have little things that I say, or little things that I put on Post-it notes so that I remember. And one of the things that I say all the time is a place for everything and everything in its place. If something doesn't have a home, then I have to find a home for it. If that's making a home, if it's throwing it out because it doesn't have a home, then that's how it goes. Everything has to have a place. If it doesn't have a place, it doesn't belong in my house. My second motto is, if you don't love it, you don't need it. And that one is a little harder. Because a lot of times you hang on to things for sentimental reasons, and I tend to do that as well. But when I look through my things, I have to ask myself, do I really love this? And if I don't, I get rid of it. And for example, I have a chest of school memorabilia, just stuff that I had when I was a kid, and I sort through it probably about once every 2 or 3 years. And when I sort through it, everything that I touch, I analyze. How much do I really want this? How much do I need this? Will it ever do me any good? Do I really need to have this? And I have slowly dwindled down that big chest to fit into just a nice sized box. And I like that. Nothing that I've ever thrown away do I regret throwing away, with the exception, when I got married, I had a shoebox full of love letters from one of my old boyfriends that my mom told me to show my new husband that I really loved him, I should get rid of those. And I did. And they were letters that I had started writing probably in the 9th grade to a boy who was my pen pal for about 6 years. And I really, really, really regret that I ever got rid of those. But that's life. So anyway, Okay, the first thing that I'm going to show you today is how to get rid of like your cell phone cord clutter, your MP3 player cord clutter, things like that. Because that's something that really bugs me, is when I've got all these cords laying out all the time. You have to have them, and nobody wants to drag them out of the drawer every time you need them. So, this is what I've done. I have, first of all, I like to keep things on little mats. This is just a placemat that I bought at Walmart. I think it was on clearance for $1. But this is like my designated area. You know, nothing goes in this space except for the things that are supposed to go there. So I have my cup of chopsticks that we use at every meal that I keep up in there. And then I have right here our cord. Okay, so I'm going to show you about phone cord clutter, stuff like that. So, first, I have this little box here, which you can get something like this anywhere. You can get a little box like this at Walmart. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. Mine actually came from Haiti. Scott brought it home one time when he was traveling, and so obviously mine's unique. But you can get these kind of boxes with a little flip-top lid anywhere. So this is what I've done. We gathered together all the cords, the phone cords that we had. We have 3 phones. One is mine, one is Scott's, and then we have one that is the kids' phone. They take it when they go places without us. And we looked at the ends of the cords, and this one, which goes to Scott's, is the biggest. So the hole that we made in the back, hang on. Okay, so we took the biggest cord and we drilled a hole in the back that fit that cord. And then I slid that one through in addition to the other 2 and all the way up to the outlet, or the plug-in. And then I wound the cords really, really tightly, and I used these little zip strips to keep them together. That way, whenever a cell phone needs to be charged, rather than having to drag all of the cords out, all I have to do is take my cell phone, which is red, by the way, as is my camera, but you can't see that. I plug it in right here, maybe. Then I take my plug and plug it in to the wall, and there it goes, and it's charging. And the only thing on the counter is my cell phone, which I usually keep here anyway, and my box. That way, everything is where it's supposed to be. Also in here, I have my little battery charger for the camera batteries that go in here, the rechargeable batteries. So I keep this in there, that way I always know where that is, and when batteries need to be recharged, I just set them here on the little mat. So I always know where that kind of stuff is. So, there you go. That is my first lesson on how to become organized. It's important when you're learning to become organized not to try to do too much at once. Start with something small. Do one thing and keep it that way for a few days. Organize your counters and keep your kitchen sink clean. Start that way. And just maintain that for a few days before you try to take on your, the rest of the kitchen. Just start small. Little tiny baby steps, one thing at a time. Anyway, I hope this helps you on your journey to become a little more organized and bring a little more peace to your life. So that's it for now. Bye.